Home team trying to keep it a two-possession game, hold them to a field goal from the 7-yard line. Haynes is their third down back. He's in the backfield. They send him in motion and empty it. Four-man rush. It's flipped to the outside and intercepted by Kelly Herndon. Herndon to the 30. Roethlisberger is the only guy out in front of him, and he gets blocked out of the play. And then Herndon finally runs out of gas on a gigantic play on a pass intended for Cedric Wilson. So here are the Seahawks just trying to hold him to a field goal, and the next thing you know, they are right back in the game.
Once I saw the Steelers get that ball, put Jerome Bettis in, get down in the red zone, Bill Cowher folded arms, I didn't think I would see this. He said Herndon just undercuts that one. He's tried to get Cedric Wilson to the outside. He just undercuts it, goes right up the field, gets a good block there by D.D. Lewis.
So a big play for Seattle would have been to hold him to an incompletion instead of interception. And now Alexander, after starting to the right, goes to the left and takes it to the 18-yard line.
And this is another opportunity for Seattle. I said, you know, they haven't been able to close the deal. They haven't been able to finish it. You know, they get plays, they get down there, but they haven't been able to get scores.
Herndon, again, he's the guy who came in as soon as you talked about Dyson out of the game. And then Herndon had gotten beaten on a Ward pass reception. Then the big play here for the former Bronco, 76-yard run back.
And you can see Kelly Herndon, he took an intercept angle. He undercut that thing.
Second down and 6. The ball at the 16-yard line. Hasselbeck throws over the middle, and the pass a little behind and off the left shoulder of Bobby Ingram. Incomplete. Third down and 6.
He had that double slant in there. He had Ingram going in first and Jeremy Stevens coming in behind him. And I think they got too close. You like a bigger separation in that when you have two guys running the same pattern. You don't want them that close. And you see what happened? Stevens got held up and held is what happened.
Third down and 6 from the 16. Alexander in the eye. The play fake. In the pocket. Hasselbeck throws. Touchdown, Jeremy Stevens. Jeremy Stevens, who had dropped 2, makes his first catch of the game. 16 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, they've been putting Jeremy Stevens as a tight end in these playoffs and always running him. Here he is right here, and running him on a post. Now they start him up, and Polamalu starts to play that post. They kind of run a pick down there. They have a guy coming into the post, and then they have Jeremy Stevens going to the corner, and they kind of picked off out there. Watch Polamalu. He's 43. He has Jeremy Stevens. He kind of gets picked off by the post coming in there as the tight end goes to the corner.
The extra point by Josh Brown. It's become more conventional for coaches, especially with 21 minutes and 45 seconds left in regulation, not to necessarily go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. They settled to make it a 4-point game. Herndon's pick was huge. It's 14-10. Hasselbeck and the Seattle Seahawks in a lot better shape than they were about 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes on your watch. Herndon with the interception there. He is in the middle. It's the longest interception return in the history of the Super Bowl. Willie Brown, playing for John Madden's Raiders in 11, held the record 75 yards.
Remember that? You still see it on highlights, and Bill King makes the call, and there goes old man Willie, he called.
Holy Toledo. Touchback. Ike Taylor downs it there to the 20. John goes to the clicker here.
Yeah, let's watch it. Touchdown again. Here's Jeremy Stevens. Now he's going to come up and he's going to run a corner. Now Darrell Jackson come in here, and as he comes into the post, he kind of slows up here and goes in front of Polamalu. And you'll see that it kind of forms a pick. If we can look at it right here, you see what happens? We got 4 guys in there, and then when they break out, Stevens is wide open. So you had a post by Darrell Jackson and a corner by Jeremy Stevens. I think it was important that if you saw the way Jackson kind of slowed up instead of trying to get beyond Polamalu, he stopped and went or slowed up and went in front of him, and then he was kind of picked off so that Jeremy Stevens could get to that corner.
Chucky Okobe is the injured Steeler as they work on him on the field. I mean, just an amazing turn of events, talking about all the things that had gone wrong for Seattle over the last couple of minutes of the first part of this half. And we were about ready to put up a graphic where Bill Cowher is almost unbeaten when he leads by 11 or more. And now all of a sudden it's a ball game again.
When they got down there and they put in Jerome Bettis, and then you see Bill Cowher over the stand like this, I'm sure he was going to take the air out of the ball and just keep running. Then when he got in third down, I thought he would still do it or go to shotgun. And then when he didn't do it, that is not Bill Cowher-like, because you'd think, okay, I'll run it. I'll probably score with the run. If I don't, I'll kick a field goal, and we'll be ahead 17-3.
And then throw a pass out into the flat, the riskiest kind of pass. Parker starts this drive with a 3-yard run to the 23-yard line with about 6.5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Mike Holmgren is saying, whoo, we dodged one there. But that was a play that they'd worked on. As I said, in the playoffs, they'd been running Stevens on the post and throwing that ball deep to him. That time they kind of started on post, run Jackson on the post, and ran him back to the corner.
Second down and 7. Marcus Tubbs is in there. Bernard has not come back into the game after the interception run back. Came up a little bit gimpy. Here's Parker, tackled there by Lofa Tutupu. So right now, Seattle, minus Marquand Manuel, who's out for the game. The cornerback Andre Dyson was hurt, and of course Herndon took his spot, and the defensive tackle Bernard, another starter, is on the bench at the moment.
And Herndon comes in and makes a big play. When we went to practice the other day, Dyson didn't practice at all, and the guy that was doing all the work, who got all the practice, at least that day, was Kelly Herndon.
Third down and 4 now to the shotgun from the 26-yard line. And it's an inside handoff, and it's the third down back, and that's for Ron Haynes, and he does not get the first down. He gets only to the 29-yard line, so Seattle with a defensive stop, 3 and out, 5:20 to go in the period. Let's go to Susie Colbert.
Well, the word on Rocky Bernard, the defensive tackle, is he is doubtful with the right hamstring pull. It looked like he was hit by a sniper on that Kelly Herndon interception and return. He was trying to lay a block, and you could see it just go.
So they're minus their starting free safety. They're minus a cornerback, a starting cornerback, and now Bernard, a starting tackle.
What do you think they were looking at that they made him take his pants off?
I don't know.
I don't know that you check a hamstring that way.
They have a 5-second delay. I don't even want to risk a guess. Gardaki's punt fielded at the 25-yard line by Peter Warrick. Warrick looking for a block and doesn't get it. Good coverage there by the Pittsburgh Steelers. James Harrison for the tackle with 4:42 to play in the third quarter. Seattle with the ball. Pittsburgh with the lead. Left at 9 o'clock in Detroit, Michigan. What kind of a finish do we have in store in this one? From the 27-yard line, that is dropped. So go figure. Jeremy Stevens, 3 drops and 1 catch. The catch for a touchdown.
And he was one of the guys that Matt Hasselbeck talked about, Darrell Jackson, and the other guy that he talked about was Jeremy Stevens. Of having big days today, and you can see that they have things planned for him. And we saw the touchdown in the corner and some of these things. Send a guy deep and put him underneath. So they have plans for Jeremy Stevens in the passing game.
Second and 10. Jackson had those 5 catches as a flag is thrown by Bill Levy.
Number 37, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Sean Alexander, and that'll get disputed by Hasselbeck.
You look at that, that Jeremy Stevens dropping the ball, the drops he had, and then you remember last year, and the biggest problem they had on offense was dropping passes, and they kind of got out of that this year. I mean, they've been a lot better in that area.
Yeah, that has been the bugaboo for Seattle, especially in postseason play last year against St. Louis. Chance to win the game, or at least send it into overtime. A drop at the end, 2nd and 15. Hasselbeck's going to launch it, going deep, one-on-one, and incomplete. The coverage is perfect by Townsend on Joe Juravicius.
That's one of the things that they're trying to get here is always have Joe Juravicius on that backside. Like have 2 or 3 receivers on one side, Joe Juravicius over there by himself, get a one-on-one, and again, because of his size, just get the ball up there and let him out muscle for it.
Third down and 15.
There's that 2-3 dime again. And there's no problem here because there's no way that Seattle's going to run and hurt you in this defense.
Hasselbeck, a lot of time underneath Max Strong, and Strong is a little short of the first down by about 2, so that penalty proves costly. It was 3rd and 15. It'll be 4th and 2. Carter makes the tackle. Tom Ruin comes in to punt.
And Hasselbeck had plenty of time that time, and again, because Pittsburgh just rushed 3, but then made him throw into 8, and everyone went deep. They had twin safeties deep, and they had everyone off and made him throw that short one and then come up, make the tackle, and make him punt.
Tom Ruin's 5th punt of the game. Antoine Randall, always a threat to break one. Back to receive it. To Hopper. Randall from the 16, and the former Indiana quarterback stays in bounds and brings it back out to the 36-yard line, where he's tackled by Isaiah Kaczynski. Now tonight, right after the Super Bowl, check out an all-new special episode of Grey's Anatomy. It's the winner of a Golden Globe. It is a tremendous show in the mold of Lost, Desperate Housewives, and Grey's Anatomy. A great show, and you'll see it tonight on ABC right after Super Bowl 40.
Yeah, with Randall returning that punt, don't you feel that there's another gadget play coming up here someplace on this drive, especially if they get a first down here?
Yeah, they're due for one. I think they'd like to be a little bit closer to the middle of the field.
They'd like to be in that alumni area between the 40s.
And that pass is incomplete. The coverage is good on the second tight end, Jeremy Tooman, to Tupu with the coverage.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. I mean, you'll see him at the line of scrimmage when you run, and then you think, geez, we ought to be able to throw against him, but he gets so deep that he can read everything. Now he sees pass, and he turns, and he gets a good jump. Now the tight end just runs right into him, but he has that coverage. I mean, he doesn't get up in there tight so you can get play action pass or pass on him. He's back far enough, but he will meet that run on the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Roethlisberger steps up to avoid the pressure. He's going to take off with it. And he is going to be thrust out of bounds by D.D. Lewis in front of the Pittsburgh bench up at about the 45-yard line. D.D. Lewis at 241 pounds, and Roethlisberger at 241.
Yeah, but that's one that you don't want. I know it's a Super Bowl, and it's a second half, and it's all or nothing, but you hate to see your quarterback take on anyone with his passing shoulder. I mean, if he wants to turn and try and take it on with his left, okay, I think he has to put this ball in his left hand and just got to get out of bounds, because he's going to get knocked out of bounds anyway, and before this game is over, you're going to need his arm.
He is a tough cat, but don't forget he missed action during the season. Twice he hurt his right knee, once his left knee, playing with a thumb, hairline fracture of that. And Roethlisberger, after pump faking, throws for Ward, and that is incomplete. So the Seattle defense on the last 2 Pittsburgh series has done the job, and they'll punt again.
They're talking about Ben Roethlisberger. You see him playing with the glove. He did play with the glove last year, and everyone got on him. Anytime he'd have a bad day, you'd say it's a glove. This year he has a fracture and a chip in that thumb, and he has a brace on underneath there, so he needs to wear the glove to hold the brace on the fractured thumb.
And you talked about you don't want to see a quarterback doing that. I don't know exactly what happened, but when you saw Ben bend over, something happened on that play. 4th down and 2 with Gardocki to punt.
Remember Mark Bulger when he did that? He worked on a block with his right shoulder.
Just about ended his season, too, against Indianapolis. And that kick is going to get down inside the 5-yard line. So the Steelers will back Seattle up to its own 2.5 with 2:41 to play in the 3rd.